My name is Malcolm Young. I am the CEO of Chinatown Community Development Center, and I need to start us off with a little CCDC tradition. So I want everyone to look to the person on their left, and then look to the person on your right, and tell them, "You're beautiful. You're beautiful. You're beautiful." All right, can we feel the beauty? Can we feel the joy? All right, and the reason why we need to start with beauty and joy is because this building is simply beautiful, right? And it's the building that the residents deserve, and it's the building that this community deserves, right? So I want to thank every member of the project team who worked so hard to get us here. I know Jen's going to do some thank yous later. I got to call out my team. Bo Han from Chinatown CDC. Got to start there. And now we're going to get the show on the road because I have the honor of introducing our mayor of the city and county of San Francisco. Now, first of all, let me just say something about this mayor. Everybody knows who he is by this time. My kids actually congratulated me for getting on his Instagram feed. They've never congratulated me for anything before. I was like, really? Okay, that's how it works. Not only is he leading the charge to make sure that San Francisco is the best city, not just in the country, but in the world, especially after all the impacts of the pandemic, but I want to say this is a mayor who understands that this city needs to be affordable, it needs to be accessible for our working people, and that it needs to be a city for all, and he is a champion for affordable housing. So give him a big round of applause. And before I let him on, I do just want to thank him deeply for the work that him and his team and Ned and others did in getting the Housing Trust Fund measure to November. That was a crazy amount of work in a short amount of time, and I'll never forget, Mr. Mayor, you came in the room when we had that meeting and you said this issue was personal for you. Yes. This was an issue that you weren't going to play around with. We weren't going to be politicking. We were going to get to work. We were going to roll up our sleeves, and that's what we did. Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
For years, this site of a former McDonald's sat underutilized at the edge of one of San Francisco's most iconic neighborhoods. Right next to Golden Gate Park, close to transit and a vibrant commercial corridor, this had the potential to be a welcoming place for families to call home. That all changes today. 730 Stanyan now provides 160 affordable homes, including 20 for young adults and 12 for families exiting homelessness. Now, we all know this neighborhood draws people from around the world and from across our city to enjoy the park, small businesses, and the culture that makes San Francisco so special. This is a neighborhood where you see tourists shopping at vintage shops, taking photos at the Grateful Dead house, and renting bikes to enjoy the beautiful Golden Gate Park. But it also should be a place where all San Franciscans can build their lives. San Francisco is stronger when the people who teach our children, care for our families, and keep this city running can live in the neighborhoods they serve. Now, a UCSF healthcare worker can live closer to the hospital. A young adult can move off the streets and onto a path of stability, and a working family can stay in the city that they love. 730 Stanyan is the right place to welcome new neighbors and new energy to one of San Francisco's most beloved corridors. San Francisco needs housing at all income levels, including affordable housing. And since taking office, we have been working to make that possible. Last year, we passed the Family Zoning Plan to make more room for housing near transit and along commercial corridors. And as Malcolm also said, we have also worked to expand the Affordable Housing Trust Fund, which the Board of Supervisors unanimously approved just a couple of weeks ago for the ballot in November. And last week, I signed legislation that updated our inclusionary housing requirements to unlock construction by reducing requirements and cutting fees. And through Permit SF, we are cutting red tape and speeding up permitting so projects get built faster. Today, a long vacant site is becoming a new home for hundreds of San Franciscans. Mayor London Breed, I want to especially say thank you for your leadership on this project. Thank you. And I also want to thank Malcolm and the Chinatown Community Development Center, the Tenderloin Neighborhood Development Corporation, Bank of America, the Mayor's Office of Housing and Community Development, and everyone who worked so hard to make this day possible. To every resident moving in, welcome home. Thank you.
All right, now, as you can see, we don't just have one mayor here today. We have two mayors here today. And I wouldn't be a good MC if I didn't stoke a little friendly competition, because that's what I do, right? So, Mr. Mayor, I know the Housing Trust Fund is going to the ballot in November. We're definitely going to pass it. But you got a little catching up to do, because this mayor passed 2 housing measures when she was in office, right? Now, you got some time. We're good. We're good. We're going to get there. But I wanted to point that out because we are also lucky to have a mayor who preceded Mayor Lurie, who was a champion for affordable housing as well. And this building personifies that story. This building was a building that this mayor started to really think about as a vision, as a dream for this community, even before she was mayor, when she was a supervisor. She worked her butt off. I know the story she told me. I won't scoop it. You'll probably tell the story yourself. And I remember whenever she was in office, I never got more calls from her than when it was about this building. That's how much she cared. And I really appreciated it. I felt that love. I'm so glad that you could be here today. And Madam Mayor, the microphone is yours.
Usually mayors don't like to share, so thank you, Mayor Lurie, for letting me be a part of such an incredible occasion that has been a long time coming. And as Malcolm said, this is a project that I worked on before I was mayor. I was on the Board of Supervisors, and I see Karen and Joan and those from the Coal Valley Improvement Association. We talked about what was important to get this area, which we know was filled with blight, was filled with travelers and people who wouldn't accept a lot of the services that we were offering. Alvord Lake was a hot mess. I mean, it was just Wild Wild West. And I went to then Mayor Ed Lee with a vision for this property. I said, wouldn't it be cool if we could take over that McDonald's and build some housing? And Mayor Ed Lee, believe it or not, said yes right away. It didn't take much convincing. He got really excited about it. We got the property owner, instead of putting in, you might remember, Karen, he wanted to put in a drive-through, and I said the community would say absolutely not. But we got him to sell us this property. We began that process, and the community input process started. There's been some ups and some downs, but here we are with 160 units of housing that is affordable to families, to individuals, to those struggling with homelessness. The community came together and helped to shape what this property now will be for the families who get an opportunity to live here. And I am so proud. I'm so proud because the work that has been put into allowing Alvord Lake to thrive. You know, you see the spaces activated. You got the skateboarders. You got the community. You got people feeling good about the entryway to Golden Gate Park. And now you have families, people that will grow up right here across the street and see this as a part of their community like never before. But that's not the only thing that makes this project a special project. The other thing that makes this an incredible project is the fact that we were able to use neighborhood preference. 40% of the units, of the 160 units that were built on this property, will go or have gone to people who live in District 5. That is something that was important to the community as well. And I see the former director of housing, Olson Lee. He and I fought for that back in the day, and I'm so glad that he's here to see how incredible this project will be now and into future generations. So I had to be here, and I want to thank TNDC and CCDC for really working hard on this project, being very intentional about finding certificate holders and making sure that people had access to this housing, working with the community, the different personalities, and ensuring that a diverse range of people have access to this housing. This is an incredible accomplishment, and I look forward to seeing more opportunities of affordable housing all around this city. But don't worry, the mayor will catch up with the number of ballot measures that I put on the ballot for housing because I inserted it into the capital plan. So hopefully we'll get it done and get it done right and fast. Thank you all so much.
All right, so some of you may be confused by seeing two developers here in the room, CCDC and TNDC. It is no surprise to us. We belong to a network of community development corps that are across the country. And so while our roots are in certain neighborhoods of San Francisco, we really see ourselves as neighborhood developers, and we are really proud to be among the two largest developers here in San Francisco, and that we could come together in a 50-50 partnership to bring this housing really speaks volumes of the kind of team that we have and how we collaborate. And so I just really want to especially recognize Hermandeep Kaur and Bo Han, who work here. It's sometimes unusual to see two people who see a project from the real beginning to the end. And their work still continues. They have to get to conversion. For some of you who don't know what that is, we have a phase from construction to permanent financing, and they are here. So I just really wanted to say thank you. And so with that, I want to introduce Raynell Cooper, legislative aide for Supervisor Bilal Mahmood. Thank you.
Thank you, Jennifer, for that introduction, and thank you for allowing me to fill in while Supervisor Mahmood is down at City Hall, the Board of Supervisors meeting. Who came here to the spot when it was a McDonald's? Anyone remember that? Yeah. I don't know about you, but I think these homes are just a little bit bigger than a little bit better than a Big Mac, because whether it's the buffalo wings at Mad Dog in the Fog, the falafel over at Abu Salim, the jerk chicken at Cha Cha Cha, there's no shortage of good food on Haight Street and here in D5, but there definitely is a shortage of affordable housing. The Haight has a long legacy of being a place of refuge for families and young people looking to rebuild their lives, and projects like 730 Stanyan and the work of nonprofits like TNDC and CCDC are such an important part of that mission. 730 Stanyan is an ideal model of what affordable housing development can look like. Senator Wiener's SB 35 accelerated the permitting process, but the project team still worked closely with Haight and Coal Valley community all throughout the process. And the cherry on top really is how beautiful this building turned out. OMA, YA Studio, award-winning landscape architect Gary Strang have made a space that will be beautiful, not just for the residents who will be living here, but serve as a tasteful modern complement to Haight Street and Golden Gate Park across the street. 730 Stanyan is proof that when we pair bold state housing reforms with local leadership and strong nonprofit and corporate partners, we can deliver the affordable homes that San Franciscans need. Supervisor Mahmood is working hard to make it easier for projects like this to become a reality and looks forward to many more grand openings to come across District 5. Thank you so much.
I said I wasn't going to forget, but my name is Jennifer Dolan, and I am the CEO of TNDC. So next up is Mike Levine. Many of you might not know who Mike Levine is, and that's because he is our new Executive Director of Homelessness and Supportive Housing for the City of San Francisco. This is his first event, so let's be kind and gentle, and please give him a warm welcome. Welcome.
Thank you, Jen. I appreciate it. It's a pleasure to be here with all of you. I'm asked by many family and friends, how it's going in the first couple of weeks, and my response is that everyone still seems to be nice to me. So I know that may not last forever, but I appreciate it while it does. Great. So it's an honor to be joining you in celebrating the opening of 730 Stanyan and welcoming residents to 160 new affordable homes in one of San Francisco's most historic neighborhoods. This development represents exactly the kind of partnership that our city needs. I want to thank CCDC, TNDC, MOHCD, I'm sure there are others in the alphabet soup, but so many partners who have come together along with the community to help shape this project, and everyone who worked for years to make it possible. In addition to providing affordable homes for low and moderate income families, I'm particularly excited about the 32 units for families and transitional age youth who have experienced homelessness. This building will connect residents to on-site support and create welcoming ground floor spaces that serve both the people who live here and the surrounding community. This project is also an important part of Mayor Lurie's Breaking the Cycle initiative and our broader strategy for addressing homelessness in the city. Breaking the cycle is about transforming our response so that people do not continue moving between the streets, shelters, hospitals, and other crisis systems. It means creating clearer pathways toward lasting stability, improving coordination and accountability, and focusing our resources on outcomes that change our neighbors' lives. Outreach, shelter, treatment, and services are essential, but those interventions must ultimately lead somewhere. Projects like 730 Stanyan provide that destination, a safe, stable, and affordable home where a young person can build an independent future and where a family can put down roots, and where residents can remain connected to their community. It also helps prevent homelessness by preserving affordable housing for San Franciscans who might otherwise be displaced as housing costs rise. This is how we break the cycle, by helping people move out of homelessness and preventing more people from entering it. Most importantly, to the residents who will make 730 Stanyan their home, welcome. We are proud to celebrate this new chapter with you. Thank you.
All right. I particularly wanted to thank Larkin Street Youth Services. They are one of our service partners here, and they're providing the services for the transitional age youth. And anyone who has children understand the process of adulting is not easy when you have a good family structure, and many of these youth don't. And so we're here along TNDC. We have social services here as well to provide the additional support and help. And we're just very fortunate to, again, show that we partner with other organizations in San Francisco, and it's just another great example. Equally important, just want to say thank you to the Mayor's Office of Housing for their financial support that made this project work. So again, thank you always for your partnership on that front. The other investors and lenders who are critical is our partnership with Bank of America. And so today I want to say thank you to B of A for their continued support of not only TNDC, but the way they show up in projects like that, like this. So here representing, we had a lot of Bank of America representatives here, and it's nice to see you all in the audience. But I'd like to introduce Joya McCarthy from B of A and our president of San Francisco and the Bay Area. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everybody, and thank you, Jennifer, for the warm welcome. It is so great to be here, and I remember when we were here 3 years ago for the groundbreaking, so this is just incredible to see the finished product and so many residents here. We're so proud, Bank of America is so proud to be partnered with CCDC and TNDC, the city of San Francisco, where we turned this underutilized space into 160 affordable homes for families, traditional aging youth, and formerly unhoused residents. At Bank of America, our purpose is always to make financial lives better. We do that by long-term investment in the community, and 730 Stanyan exemplifies our commitment to the community, the support of building an inclusive community in our great city where Bank of America was founded. Last year alone, Bank of America Community Development Group invested $7 billion nationally, and in this project alone, $81 million. I want to say thank you again to the Mayor's Office of Housing and Community Development, the City of San Francisco for their strong support and partnership. First, for having the foresight to acquire this site and designate the site for affordable housing, and secondly, for providing critical funds, operating subsidy, and supporting this project throughout the thick and thin of it all, but really just being a great partner. TNDC and CCDC for designing and pulling together an amazing development team, engaging with the neighborhood and the community and being great partners. Jennifer and Malcolm, you are incredible partners in that you're very honest with us, you give us great feedback, and you encourage us and support us as we're trying to do better for both of you. Teammates at Bank of America, amazing. You drop everything when the call comes, and you put together an incredible team to see it from A to Z and make sure it gets completed on time and the way we expected. Congratulations to everyone who is involved at 730 Stanyan. We're so proud to stand alongside you and celebrate these incredible new homes. It speaks for a brighter future, but really it is mostly about the residents who get to call 730 Stanyan home for a long time to come. So congratulations again, and thanks.
No Place Like Home is a state-funded program. They also were instrumental in providing some funding for construction, which makes these kinds of development. As many of you know, it takes layers and layers of financing in order to build this type of housing. So we're always grateful to have the state involved as well. Also, some of you may know of a program called the Affordable Housing Program. It is sponsored by the Federal Home Loan Bank, but in this particular case, Bank of America partnered with them. So again, another important funder to make this housing work. So with that, I want to introduce our resident speaker. This is Mona Hamilton. Mona, come on up, and I'm going to move the microphone here, and hopefully we can, you're going to tell us a little bit about your journey and how you came to be. So I'm going to put it right here.
I got one right here.
Look at you got your own mic. Nicely done.
Hi, everybody. How you doing? I'm Mona Hamilton.
Put it up there.
It took a long time for me to get to a place like this. 30 years ago, I was out on the streets abusing myself, bouncing in and out of different hotels, trying to survive. In 2013, I gave up everything. I became clean, started to work, put in for different places, got a nice place on 3rd Carroll, but I wasn't situated with that place. It was beautiful, but I needed a stable place for me. In 2016, I ended up in this chair with multiple myeloma, bone cancer, and it took me back. I had a setback. What I mean is a setback. I just wanted to give up everything. I gave up on life, period. And I said, no, I can't do this. It's time for me to just go ahead and do what I have to do. I love to bake. I'm into baking. I do a lot of catering. And I put in for this place here and thought I would never, ever win anything in my life. I never won anything in my life. Nothing. I put in for the lottery, and my name came up. And I was surprised, and they were talking about 730 Stanyan. And I kept saying, well, that's Golden Gate Park. That's where the McDonald's, where I used to sleep inside McDonald's. That's why I used to sit there after I do my drugs. I go in there and sleep. I said, I can't believe it. Finally, I come here, and I look at this place. I'm never leaving it. This is my home. This is my home. My home. I just want to thank God and just thank the mayor and the developers and everybody that put this building together. This is my home. I've been struggling all my life to find me a permanent home. I have one now, and I'm truly, truly blessed. And I just want to thank all the developers and everybody else that put this together. God has been good to me. Like I said, I'm struggling now, but I'm dealing with something that I know if God take me today, I can say I've been in my home. I have a stable home. But by the grace of the Lord, I know I'm not going nowhere because me and my baby's going to be here for a long time. And I just want to thank everybody for being here and thank the mayor and everybody put 730 Stanyan together because I'm not going anywhere. Thank you.
All right, as you all know, this is a hard act to follow, so I'm going to get through my thank yous as quickly as possible. Malcolm, you forgot one mayor. We have Mayor Del Seymour, who is the mayor of the Tenderloin. Just want to shout him out, and the partners that were. Thank you, Del, for being here. we talk about neighborhood engagement in ways that we partner and collaborate. Make sure you go across the way. Code Tenderloin is across the way, and they're here in the neighborhood, again, providing services and continuing to do outreach for folks, similar to like where Mona Hamilton came from. Pivoting a little bit, I just want to say and thank you, YA and OMA Studios. They're a dynamic leadership architectural team that came up with the innovation of this site. For you all know who haven't met the team at YA, you're a San Francisco-based organization. We love the kinds of design you're bringing into affordable housing, and really thank you for your partnership. The other folks that I like to thank, mostly because we're still in our warranty period and want to keep them incentivized, of course, is the dynamic duo of Cahill and Hercules General Contractors. Thank you all for being here and continuing to do this. We can't do this work. These buildings are really complicated. We have a great construction manager, Fran Harith. Hopefully I'm saying your name right, Fran, from Kango Development. And also a group that doesn't often get recognized, but these, as I mentioned, are very difficult and complex financial structure. California Housing Partnership is our financial consultant, and Meg was our key person there. So just want to thank them. A lot of the credit goes to the housing development team. We thank them, but I also just want to talk and thank Lavina. Lavina is often shy about this, but she is the person who helped bring all of those wonderful folks together, and it's very complicated to reach out to the number of different organizations, and she does it in record time so that once we get the keys to the building, we're able to get people housed as quickly as possible. And her partner in crime, Elfisa, who is our supervisor, so thank you all for your work there. And lastly, the other, and a lot of you in the business understand we are heavily regulated in some cases, and we have a compliance team, and so I want to thank Enrica and her team for all the work that they do. And then just last but not least, just to put these events on is not easy. It's like herding cats, so thank you to Denise and Amory and to that team for that. So before we leave, I just didn't start our ceremony this way, but I just want to point out that this property is standing and was built on Ohlone land, and through the development process, just acknowledgement that our team worked really closely with various representatives of the indigenous groups. In particular, we deeply collaborated by a gentleman's name of Jonathan Cordero. He is from the Ramaytush Ohlone Chumash community, and he created a tribute to the community through a legacy of art. And we worked with Vanessa Shive on an installation and an art piece. So please, I don't know exactly where it is. I don't know, I'm looking, okay, it's over there. Please take a moment to acknowledge and see the beautiful piece and just be able to say, show our respect to this site. And with that, we are done. We have some refreshments. We're going to do a little bit of a ribbon cutting at this point. Malcolm, any final words? Anybody we forgot to mention? All right. Well, I know to all the board members of CDC, CCDC, TNDC, there's a couple of you past and former. If you could just raise your hand so we can say hi to you. Okay, a couple over there. Thank you. This work is complicated, and finding volunteer board members to work with us is really important. So thank you all. Okay, thank you. In front of the podium?